Right, this is the last thing for surds. It says, if given the square root of a, so given a surd, if a has a factor that's a perfect square, remember perfect squares are numbers like 25, 25, and like 9. Remember, oh gosh, what is this? Stop it. So like 5 times 5, a number multiplied by itself is going to give me a perfect square. So 5 times 5 is 25. 3 times 3 is 9. So 25 and 9 are perfect squares. Right. We did that last class. Okay. So if a, the number under the square root symbol, has a factor that's a perfect square, that means that that surd could be reduced to a simpler form. Example, 75. 75. We know 5 times 5 is 25. 25 is a perfect square. 25 is also a factor of 75. What do I mean by a factor? If I say 75 divided by 25, I'm going to get 3. So 25 is a factor of 75. So what do we say? 75 is the same as 25 times 3. Remember this law for multiplication. Square root of a times the square root of b is the same as the square root of a times b. So if I said 75 is the same as 25 times 3, this is the same as saying the square root of 25 multiplied by the square root of 3. Everybody good with that? Yes or no?
Yes, miss.
Okay, let me know if you didn't get that, yeah? But we know we could simplify this further, because if 25 is a perfect square, that means I could find the square root. The square root of 25 is 5. So 5 times root 3 is the same as saying the square root of 25 times 3. So you see this, the square root of 75. This could be simplified to 5 root 3. If you punch out into your calculator, the square root of 75, whatever answer you get, you would get the same answer if you put 5 times the square root of 3. So some of the questions had that. Sorry about that. Oh gosh, anybody else writing that? Anybody still writing this? Or don't understand what I did there? I'll take that as a no. Okay. Just the second one, and then we could go back to what we were doing. So 48. 16 times 3 is gonna give me 48. 16, this is a perfect square, because 4 times 4 times 4 gives me 16. Since 48 has a factor that is a perfect square, it could be reduced further. Remember the rule, square root of a times the square root of b is the same as saying the square root of a times b. So I just said 16 is a factor of 48. If I say 16 times 3, 16 times 3 is going to give me 48. So I could say the square root of 48 is the same as 16, the square root of 16 times 3. And according to this rule, this could also be written as the square root of 16 times the square root of 3. And we know that the square root of 16 is 4, and then you have your root 3. What does this mean? This right here, the square root of 48, can also be written like this, 4 root 3. If you punch out into a calculator, the answer you get when you put in this would be the same as the answer you get if you put in this. So, everybody good with that?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay, cool.